speaking of campy stuff, I watched the animated Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders today, voiced with Adam West and Burt Ward, who played Julie Newmar.
Yeah, and Julie Newmar.
Oh man, she sounds like such an old lady in this. So everything that you ever thought was campy or ridiculous in the Batman television series starring Adam West was like turned up to 11 in this. Like almost every single bit of dialogue is all like alliteration, you know?
And puns.
And just Batman being so like annoyingly wholesome. You know, we need to use the crosswalk, Robin. Even though we're fighting crime, we still have to abide by the law. And it's just so bizarre to see a Batman story, especially since the last animated Batman we got was The Killing Joke.
Right.
This is the polar opposite to that.
Yeah.
So it's worth a view. And there were some things that I was thinking about while watching it that I was wondering if they were going to address, because there was a few different actresses that played Catwoman in the original series, one of whom was black.
Yeah, Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, and I was like, so why'd they go with the white one? Well, there's a part where she kind of like poisons Batman and he starts seeing double, and it splits off into the 3 different versions. And then I think they used an Eartha Kitt sound clip of her, which I thought that was great. And then there's a point where Batman is fighting some bad guys, and it's all just punching, and you know, it's very like they're not killing anybody, and the villains are all just...
Please tell me it still has the onomatopoeia that pops up on the screen.
To a ridiculous extent. It's like spork, flump. You know, I mean, it's all the time in that, because they break out into a fight with someone like every 5 to 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. But there was one point where, and I thought this was great, where Adam West's Batman he's like, do you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And I was like, that's fucking Michael Keaton said that as Bruce Wayne in Tim Burton's Batman in 1989. So that was a nice little callback. It's definitely worth watching if you're a Batman fan and are aware of the original series. I know a lot of the youth of today probably don't know much about it or have seen anything about it. And so they might not get it and they might think it's a waste of time. I think it's perfect for kids. Yeah. There's no bad language, and they say like gosh and heck and, you know, all that kind of stuff. There is kind of an allusion to Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson being gay. Really? In this. There's, they have an aunt that lives, or Bruce Wayne has an aunt that lives in the house with him. And they're always like running off to go fight crime, and they're telling her like, well, we're going fishing. And she's like, oh, I know your secret, you boys, and all that stuff. And I think it kind of, the way it was written and the way it was presented kind of makes you think that she thinks that they're gay, but at the end it's her thinking something else. But I thought that was an interesting little modern spin on it, because if you go back and you read some of the old Batman and Robin stories, the argument could be made that they were gay in the comic book, which sucks because, you know, Bruce Wayne's an adult male and Dick Grayson was a teenage boy. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But you know what? I would definitely recommend that people go see it. Really? Yeah. It's just ridiculous. It's stupid. It's silly. But it's a good time. Wholly entertaining. It's a good time. It's wholly entertaining. It's one of those, if you enjoy Batman, if you enjoy the original series, go see it. Or if you have young kids, because they're not going to pick up on like innuendos and stuff, hopefully. And want to be able to show them something that's, for the most part, very wholesome, yeah, go see it. But it's just, I mean, it's ridiculous. There's this part where, so Batman kind of turns evil for a little bit, and there's this part where Robin's trying to like stop him, and they have a face-off with their utility belts. So it's all like, here's my bat cuffs, and he's like, well, here's my bat spray, and it's just, they're all throwing all these different dumb props at each other, kind of like the bat shark repellent, right?
I was wondering if the bat shark repellent was going to come into play.
Bat shark repellent didn't come into play, but it's funny because they're analyzing this thing on the computer in the Batcave, and he's like, this supercomputer holds the information of 2 sets of encyclopedias. And they analyze this thing, and it's like a little punch card that falls out of the little slot. And it's just just dumb and ridiculous. It's great. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about Return of the Caped Crusaders. I was excited about it whenever I heard that it was coming out, and I wasn't disappointed at all.
So back when we first talked about this, we had just seen the trailer for this one. But you mentioned that they were potentially making more of
Apparently, these. Adam West did sign on for a couple of them, and I would assume that it just depends on the success of this. Now, I've noticed a lot of the DC animated straight-to-video stuff isn't the highest production value, so they can't be spending a ton of money on these things. But I would assume if it makes enough money on video, like DVD, Blu-ray sales, and on-demand rentals, then I would say it's a safe bet that we might see some more in this alternate Adam West universe.
All right.
It's just really weird because you can kind of hear the age in their voices, especially with Catwoman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.